Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's video. Today's Ramadan day 29. Okay. Yes. So, welcome to today's video. If you are new here, I'm Fatima. If you are not subscriber, thanks so much for coming back. Yes. So today we'll be making beans and yam porridge. We have leftovers of cooling it out from yesterday. Then we'll be making a side dish with potato. I don't know what kind. And then that's it. So let's go. I blended my peppers first, that's bell peppers and scotch bonnet. For some reason, I forgot to show you them before blending it. I blended it with water, and this is my potatoes that I cut. Then my sister cleaned these beans. While she was cleaning it, I went to pray my asr. As you can see, I also read the Quran, but I forgot to film it for some reason, which I can't remember. Oh my god. After finishing reading the Quran and praying, then I went and made the fire. While it was igniting itself, I allowed breeze to blow it so that it will have enough flame. Then I went inside to cut the peel the yam. I cut them into desirable shapes that I want. You can, just a piece of advice, just cut them into smaller chunks so that it will be easier for you if you are going to mash it at the final product. And then I kept it aside and went outside because the oil was heated enough. I added a little bit of salt to the chips, then I mixed everything, then I added to the fire and I allowed it to fry. Then I went inside to start cooking. This is my fresh herbs, that's fresh thyme, rosemary, and some garlic. In the pan, in the cooking pot, is hot red oil that I mixed with vegetable oil, if you can see. For some reason that I also cannot remember, I forgot to record when I added it. So I added my fresh herbs, then I add in my meat. You don't need to follow this in order that I did in this video. It's just everything that you can dump everything in the pot and then allow it to cook. You don't need to follow this in order that I did. I do this thing different ways. Today is a different way that I make it. Then I add in my peppers inside. This is the water that I use to cook my beans. You can also just start cooking the beans when the beans is like 50% cooked. Then add the meat, add the oil, add water, add seasoning, then your yam, allow everything to cook, then mash it afterwards. You don't necessarily need to add that. That one is the most simplest thing. After I add the water enough to cook the yam, I add my seasonings and then some spices, which I also didn't show in the video for some reason that I forgot. Mix everything well, taste it if it is good, allow the water to start heating up to a point that it start boiling. I added crayfish. You don't need to add crayfish is optional, but the people in our house love eating the crayfish and tasting crayfish inside this specific dish. But I don't like the taste personally, but I still add it because majority of the people like eating it. I also add in turmeric inside to make it more healthy. Then allow this to boil. It's almost to a boiling point now, so you can allow it to boil, but it's your choice. Then I add in my yam that I peeled and cut earlier. Then I'm going to cover it and allow this to cook until it's perfectly cooked. You can just dump everything in the pot. You don't necessarily need to follow this process that I did. Then you're going to cover it and allow it to pressure cook. You can also use a crock pot or a pressure cooker, anything that you prefer. Then I heat up the leftovers of the peanut meal from yesterday. I also cut some lettuce for Kwado is a salad that specifically the northern Nigerians do, most especially Hausa people. So yes, this is made with there are different types of kwado. There is moringa salad. It's not raw moringa but cooked one. This is called kuli kuli. It's made with from peanuts. It's peanut cake made from peanuts. You can also choose not to use this. You can just get your peanuts, roast it and turn it to powder. You can just roast it and turn it to powder, then use it instead. You don't necessarily need to use this. Then you can add your tomatoes, onions, bell peppers inside, a little bit of scotch bonnet for a little bit of heat, or pepper flakes. Is it chili flakes? Yes, chili flakes instead for a little bit of heat. Then add a little bit of salt or soy sauce and eat it. Some people add boiled eggs, some people don't. But yeah, I'll just make a separate video on how to make it after Ramadan. Then I kept it aside. I didn't show where I added the rest of the ingredients to that kwado, but for some reason I forgot. So then my sister started on the sauce to go with the what's the name of the thing, to go with the chips. She started sauteing her meat first, then she added scotch bonnet inside. The meat, you have to marinate it, then saute it for like 5 minutes, then add in your sliced onions, season it and allow it to cook. I'll add a little bit of water till the onions is cooked. While it was cooking, then I recorded me myself mashing the because the yam was cooked at this point, and I cannot wait because there are people that collect food from me daily that I feed 3 people, sometimes 2, depending on how much food we have that I cooked. Sorry, but the specific day was 2, so they were standing and waiting for me, so I just mashed the yam quickly. You can also use an emerging blender, not necessarily use that. Then I added my cooked beans. Like I said earlier, you can just dump everything together to cook, but you have to add the beans first for it to cook like 50%. Then add your oil, water, seasoning. After they boil for some minute, then add in your yam, then allow them to cook until the yam is perfectly cooked. Then mash the yam, and that's it for this porridge. It's nothing much. Just dump everything in one pot, and then allow it while it was simmering. Then I went to cut some ugu leaves. Some people call it pumpkin leaves here. You can also use kale or any vegetable of your choice to garnish it, or parsley. Then I went to dump everything in the pot. Also, I'm not gonna allow this to overcook for the health benefit of the leaves. Then allow it to simmer like for 2 minutes here. Then I off the fire, and everything is done. Then I add in my meat inside that I removed earlier, and that's it for this pottage. I hope I explained it perfectly for the people who don't know how to make this. And this is the chips, and then I clean everything that we used. Let me say it, because I was not the only one that cooked. I cleaned everything. The kitchen, wiped all the counters, and that's it. Please, if you have any question about the pottage, for the people that don't know how to make it, or the foreign viewers that I have, just ask in the comment section and I'll answer it, inshallah, hopefully, God willing. So yeah, and I cleaned everything. Then I ate my dinner. And then ate my dinner, and that's everything for today's video. I'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy.